Well, few topics rile up parents like what you're teaching their kids. New Jersey's planning to teach gender and sex ed to very young kids. The Department of Education with new guidelines, and the debate has not stopped. Is this the job of schools or parents? Let's debate it tonight. A new segment here on News 12 called Flashpoint. What was lost in the noise of the last couple of weeks, though, parents can opt out if they choose. And while these are state guidelines, individual districts will decide the actual curriculum. Let's get into it tonight with Republican strategist Jeanette Hoffman with Marathon Communications and Democratic strategist Janine LaRue of the Kaufman-Zeta Group.
I'm in favor of schools teaching the whole child. I'm also in favor of our telling the truth about what's going to be taught. They're not going to be teaching about the lifestyle. That was not the plan of LGBTQI people. They were going to talk about the history.
I'm not against teaching about the history of LGBTQ people. I am against teaching sex ed to second graders in a way that confuses them. Some of the sample curriculum that we've seen says things like you can talk to second graders about gender identity and say you may have boy parts but feel like a girl and then you're not a boy, and you may have girl parts but feel like a boy and then you're not a girl, and that's super confusing to kids.
Is it the role of government to be teaching our kids this? And if you feel that it is, at what age is that appropriate?
Some of these kids in third grade, they're struggling with their own identity. They know in third grade, they know who they are. Children should be exposed to thoughtful curriculum, as young as in third grade.
In one of the proposed sample agendas, they're promoting a website called Amaze. Now, Amaze talks to kids about porn and says porn is free, and a lot of people watch porn. The sample agenda says you should push this website out to kids in 5th grade. Kurt, I don't think that's appropriate, and I think parents should have a say if they want their schools pushing out websites that talk about porn.
I totally agree. Parents should be at the table, and parents should have the final say of what their kids are being exposed to. That is absolutely true. But to just say this shouldn't be taught at all, I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I think it's short-sighted, and I think that the kids are already learning stuff that they shouldn't be learning in the wrong way. Put it in the school where it belongs.
Where we agree, Janine, is it's got to be age appropriate, right? And some of the stuff that we're seeing coming out right now is just not, it's simply not age appropriate the way they're talking to first and second graders.
Our thanks to Janine and Jeanette tonight. There is no shortage of opinions on this one. This is a sample of what you've been saying tonight. Tiffany wrote in, "It's disgusting," she writes, "that any adult would find the topics age appropriate, especially the second grade portion. Parents should be teaching their children these things when they're ready, not the school district." This one from Janelle, "Completely inappropriate and not anyone's business but parents to discuss with their children." Other opinions tonight. Margot, "Better to learn from an educated and responsible adult than from each other because they will ask and learn some way." And Maria says, "If you don't like it and want to keep your children in the dark rather than have the uncomfortable conversations, then opt out. Simple," she writes. Flashpoint tonight and this ongoing debate about gender and sex ed in our schools.